Are you aware of the ethical record of McKinsey, and have you become aware of it since taking on this role as minister? That they held a corporate retreat adjacent to a concentration camp. Our Parliament recognized that there's a genocide happening there. One of the concentration camps, they held a retreat next to it. That this same company is embroiled in a corruption scandal in South Africa. This same company is embroiled in election interference scandal in France, and this same company paid out $600 million US, that's almost $800,000 Canadian, for paying bonuses to pharmacists when there were opioid deaths, when they overprescribed drugs like OxyContin.
No, I was not aware, Mr. Barrett.
When did you become aware when did you become aware of McKinsey's involvement and their payment of that settlement?
Through the testimony at this committee last week.
Okay. And since that time, Minister, have you taken any action to end the Government of Canada's business with that company?
As we have already discussed, I have discussed with staff, the deputy, that we need to look very closely at our integrity regime.
No, not looking, Minister, looking closely is not going to cut it. This is a company that is devoid of values and is completely antithetical to everything that this country stands for. Do you feel that you have a moral obligation to end the Government of Canada's business with this company based on what you've heard at this committee?
I need to investigate the matter further and be sure of the facts, Mr. Barrett.
If you were assured that McKinsey, in their work for Purdue Pharma, advised them on how to supercharge the sales of opioids, would that be sufficient for you to end the business of the Government of Canada with McKinsey?
I believe in very thorough investigations of all charges, and I'm certainly not in a position to advocate for ending any type of contract with McKinsey at this point in time.
Well, Minister, I think that would be very disappointing to hear for the victims of the work of this company. Do you think that it's appropriate corporate conduct for a company like McKinsey to hold a corporate retreat adjacent to a concentration camp? Do you think that's appropriate?
I just have heard this from you just right now.
And having heard it, do you believe that to be appropriate?
I would need to check that your facts are correct, Mr.
If
Barrett.
my facts are correct, do you believe it to be appropriate?
I can only say I would need the full facts before I came to a conclusion.
Well, this is a matter of public record. And would you say that...
I have not seen that public record.
Okay. So it's been reported in Canadian media. It's been reported in international media. Whose responsibility would it be in your department to brief you on something like that with respect to the actions of a contractor of the Government of Canada?
Obviously, the public officials that we rely upon, my deputy and associate staff.
So now knowing that that's been reported in media, do you believe that that's something you ought to have been made aware of when it was reported?
I'm not sure if Mr. Thompson was aware. Perhaps we can.
Madam Minister, it's your responsibility.